A pair of cows were talking in the field. One says, "Have you heard about the mad cow disease that's going around?" "Yeah," the other cow says. "Makes me glad I'm a penguin." I wish I had enough money to buy an elephant. What on earth do you need an elephant for? I don't, I just need the money. Two Hollywood stars ran into each other at the door of their psychiatrist's office. "Hello there," said first. "Are you coming or going?" Second responded. "If I knew that, I wouldn't be here." Calling a patient, the doctor says, "I have some bad news and some worse news. The bad news: you have 24 hours left to live." The patient replies, "What could be worse than that?" The doctor answers, "I tried to reach you since yesterday." A police officer arrives at the scene of an accident to find a car smashed into a tree. The officer rushes over to the vehicle and asks the driver, "Are you seriously hurt?" Driver responds, "How should I know? I'm not a lawyer." Young dad took a seat on the bus next to an elderly man and plopped his 1-year-old son on his lap, just as the little boy began to cry and fidget. "That child is spoiled, isn't he?" the old man remarked. "No," said the dad. "They all smell this way." I was visiting my son, and I asked if I could borrow a newspaper. He said, "Dad, this is the 21st century. I don't waste my money on newspapers. But if you like, you can borrow my iPad. I can tell you this, that spider never knew what hit him." "Hello, Reverend Smith, this is the Internal Revenue Service. Is Samuel Jones a member of your congregation?" Reverend Smith answered, "Yes, he is." "Did he donate $10,000 to the church?" "Yes, he will." Mr. and Mrs. Smith were on safari in Africa, walking through the jungle. Suddenly a huge lion sprang out of the bushes and seized Mrs. Smith, dragging her off. "Shoot! Shoot!" she screamed to her husband. He shouted back, "I can't, camera is out of film." After finishing our Chinese food, my wife and me cracked open our fortune cookies. Her says, "Be quiet for a little while." Mine says, "Talk while you have a chance."
In psychiatric office. Patient was a particularly good-looking young woman. Doctor motioned for her to lie down on the couch, but the woman hesitated until he reassured that it was part of the therapy. Once on the couch, she smoothed her dress around her legs and began to relax. He asked, "So how did your trouble begin?" She answered, "Exactly just like this." Second grade class was discussing what I want to be when I grow up. Teacher received the usual replies. A fireman, a nurse. Then she asked Timmy, deep in thought. He looked up with a frown, and replied, "I don't even know what I want to be for Halloween." Retired minister was making farewells before moving. Elderly member of the congregation suggested that his successor would not be as good as he had been. Flattered by compliment, minister replied, "Nonsense. No, really," she insisted. "I've lived here under 5 different ministers, and each new has been worse than the last one. I have learned that only 2 things are necessary to keep one's wife happy. First, let her think she's having her way. Second, let her have it." A brain walks into a bar. "I'd like some wings and a beer please," he says. Bartender replies, "Sorry, I can't serve you. You're out of your head." Men showed up at the office, wearing a pair of new shoes, made of turtle skin. When a coworker asked him how he liked them, he replied thoughtfully, "Well, they're the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn, but I do have one unusual problem with them." He shrugged. "It took me 2 hours to walk out of the store." Two-man talk. One says to another, "My son had to give up his career because of fallen arches." Second asks, "He's an athlete?" First reply, "No. He's an architect." A man shocked by his buddy wearing a bra asks him, "How long have you been wearing that?" The friend replies, "Ever since my wife found it in the glove compartment." A teenager girl brings her new boyfriend home to meet her parents. They're shocked by his haircut, his tattoos, his piercings. Later, the girl's mum says, "He doesn't seem to be a very nice boy." Daughter replies, "Oh please. If he wasn't nice, why would he be doing 500 hours of community service?"